Hi everyone, it's Diane with Boho Stamper. Welcome back. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. This is Sunday evening for me, so our weekend is wrapping up. We just finished dinner. It's getting a little gray and cloudy out there again. I think we're going to get some more rain, but that's okay. We need it. Mother Nature really could give us a little bit more rain here. Yeah, so August shopping code right there. When you shop with Boho Stamper online, I do send out a thank you gift to my customers. And during the month of August, when you spend $50 or more, I am sending out a sample of adhesive sheets so that you can give those a try. And with $100, oh yeah, the Artistic Mix decorative masks along with those adhesive sheet samples. So you can give them a try and see how you like them on some of your smaller die cut pieces. Maybe even on today's card. Excuse me, try and get my voice going here again. So there is August code. Can you believe we're at the end of August just about? There is only about 1 week left to get your celebration items. Remember, you can earn free products with every $50 and $100 purchase out of the catalog. And there are some things that are unavailable out of this catalog now, but Stampin' Up! Has added a few more things that you can earn for free. The silver foil specialty pack, that would be wonderful for today's card, and so would the brushed metallic cardstock. Remember, holidays are coming up. We have some, embossing folders, 3 different embossing folders available, dies, some little gift boxes, more dies, the daffodil dies. All of these can be earned for free. Yeah. So if you have any questions or you need something and can't find it, please give me a holler. I'll be happy to help you. Those away. And so I'm having ink blending withdrawals. We haven't ink blended for a while. So I decided to ink blend a little bit today. I didn't know what I was going to ink blend, and then when what were we doing? I think it was this morning after breakfast, we were saying, look how the leaves are starting to change colors already. Our one tree out front is starting to get red leaves. Actually, so is the one out back here. But I was thinking, that's it. Let's just use some autumn leaves. It's right around the corner. So I have a lot of products that we're using today, and I will list those all in the description box below the video. We're going to use, this comes from Charming Sentiments with the little sentiment silhouette dies. And these dies are great for small scraps of paper because these dies cut just right around, I don't know if you can see it on there, right around our font. Doesn't really leave a whole lot of border, so if you have small pieces and your stamp's going to fit on there, you'll be able to die cut it. That's Charming Sentiments, and this is the one that has the little candle. We did that at our workshop. We used a candle and some stars and hearts and bow, and what else is on here? Makes little dots. And where's the shooting star? Oh, geez. Oh, there it is. I was going to say I counted all these. Yeah, so fun set. I'm also going to use Hello Harvest. Hello Harvest. Oh, yeah. And that's where I got my leaf stamp and these little swirls and the little swirl above the leaves because I wanted them to look like they were falling. Now I know you're going to say, you're silly, Diane. Those little swirl things there are really the vines for the pumpkins. Yeah, probably, but you don't have to use them for that. I just liked them because they were swirly and they kind of made my card look prettier. So those came from Rustic Pumpkin Dies. And that was these 3 little swirlies. And those little swirlies I cut out of some, I had some little pieces of Shimmer Vellum here left over. And I don't think this Shimmer Vellum is available now, but there is the Snowflake Vellum, there's metallic cardstock. That's why I said the brushed metallics would be pretty. You can use cardstock and cut them out and then use your Wink of Stella to add some shimmer. Could use any scraps you want because these are how small the pieces are going to be. So whatever scrap papers you have that you may want to use to decorate your card, that's what you can use. And this was the shimmery vellum that I was using. See, they're just little pieces I have left. And excuse me, what else? Oh, and I'm using the Fabulous Frames dies to cut my frame in the inside image. And we're going to trim this image down just a little bit so that we have this little bit of the matte showing behind it. That way we don't have to worry so much about getting it lined up exactly in the middle of the frame and making sure that nothing warps or buckles. So I didn't cut this out yet because I'll show you what I did. What else? I do have some fresh freesia and pale papaya ribbon here because I don't know which color we're going to need yet. That's going to pretty much depend on how the blending comes out. On this card, I kind of liked the pale papaya, but I wanted a darker matte behind it, so I went with the rich razzleberry. So we have to see how the ink comes up first to know what I'm going to do. And let me see, our embossing. So I used the leaf from Hello Harvest, the little swirly stamp from Hello Harvest, and then Wishing You Everything Wonderful from our little sentiment stamp set. This I have not done yet. I did stamp and heat emboss these with clear embossing powder just to save some time and some noise because there was only one leaf and I wanted it 3 times, so I did have to take a little bit of time there and stamp them 3 times. It was that glue, jeez Louise. So I just did this in clear embossing powder on basic white cardstock. And you probably can't even see where I've embossed it. Up there. See the little glimmer? Clear is hard to see, especially on white. And I did have a little scrap of the rich razzleberry left, so I clear embossed on that too because I thought we could play with that at the end here and see how different it might look. Because I did clear on rich razzleberry, the leaves are darker here. This one, when we're done, the leaves will be white. So let's get started. I'm using rich razzleberry. I think I already mentioned all of these in my description. Fresh freesia and pale papaya. And I have my embossed panel of basic white, so the green doesn't make it go blurry. Not too bad. Keep that grid paper covered up there so it doesn't blur our card to our video too much here. Okay, and I'm going to start with my lightest color, which will be the pale papaya. And using some blending brushes, I'm going to load my brush up with ink. And starting off of the paper, so that I don't get a big swirly mark right in the middle of my card, I'm just going to add some pale papaya on my cardstock. And I know this shakes the camera, I'm so sorry. I do like ink blending though, I just think it always is so pretty. And remember to use an easy hand and brush light because you can add as much as you like. You can't take it away. Once it's on there, it's on there. hope you're all doing well. We're pretty good here. Everybody's breathing. We got up this morning, and that's always a good start to the day, right? We are looking forward to Tuesday. I don't think I mentioned it on my Monday video. My old dog, my old dog Cammy, went for her checkup. I'm going to Fresh Freesia next. And I think I was using pink on this because it's a little lighter. And the doctor had decided that she has a couple of fatty tumors on her, and they've gotten a little bit large. And so the doctor has decided that it's time to have those taken off. So I guess it's a good thing and a bad thing. I mean, she tested them and she doesn't see where they're cancerous at all. That's the good thing. I'm very apprehensive about her getting surgery. She is older. And I sort of wanted to wait until after we had taken her camping so that she, would have time to recover. And the doctor and my husband was like, well, she might enjoy it more if we have those lumps taken off and she can walk around a little easier. Maybe. So, Tuesday is her big surgery day. She's going to get her boo-boos fixed. Oh, sorry, I hit you in the head. Now we're going to go to Rich Razzleberry, and I'll do the other corner here. Again, starting off. See how this makes brush marks? That's why I'm starting off my paper, so that I don't get those brush marks on my card, hopefully. And I'm going to blend right into some of my pale papaya. I'm not going to cover it all, but I am going to blend over into it. And when I get up here, I'm going to get into some of that fresh freesia also, so that all of the colors blend together. Oh, I don't know, I'm worried about getting that darker. I got to trim it down. And where's my pale papaya? I'm going to get a little bit more of that coming up the center. And I think that, the dogs can sense it. It's getting to be the time of year where they do get to go camping, because they do enjoy it. They like going and sitting by the fire and watching the deer. And back when Cammy was still able to walk around better, we would do trails and hike a little bit. But one year we were going up. Sorry, I'm getting a fuzzy off my ink pad. We were going up the one trail. It was kind of a steep trail, and she had decided she had enough and sat down. All I could think of was, how are we going to get her out? So we just did a little at a time. I'm going to set this aside for 1 minute, and while I have the Rich Razzleberry out, I'm going to take this spare one that I had, and I want to see how this is going to look when I do tone on tone. So now that's her relaxing vacation where she gets to sit in and just watch the deer get brushed. She always gets a nice hairbrush up there. Yeah, but they can tell it's getting to be that time. So every time either of us are taking anything to the car, we have to kind of ward off the dogs because they think they're going. Not yet, not yet. Kind of pretty. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. Okay, let me get these brushes out of the way and grab my, you can use whatever you have, a little microfiber cloth here. Just going to wipe off my embossed image, get the ink off of there. Oops, like that grid paper. And the same here. Bring that white forward by getting any of the residual ink off of there. Nice. Like it. And then of course what you can always do, I didn't do it on my first one, but we can add a couple little water droplets on here. Over there. Didn't see them. Just to get a couple little splatter marks. We'll give that just a second. Grab a paper towel. And we'll wipe those off. Just blot them up. And look at the little spots that they make. Ooh, huh. Fun. Fun, fun, fun. Okay, what are we doing? Okay, so we have this. Now we want to cut out the frame part. So I have my Fabulous Frames dies with the rectangle. And I'm going to line this up. I want to go off the edge of the paper because I'm using the frame as well as the center image. Oh, good. Since I'm having washi tape here and that's not really staying down. I do have a piece. Yeah, so we did those cards at our last workshop. The next in-person workshop is, when is that? September 27th. And I have listed the dates and what kind of cards, I guess I should say, we're planning on doing at each one of the workshops on the Boho Stamper Facebook page as well as on my website. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you too. I mentioned on my Friday video that I also am going to close my Etsy shop. So if there was anything you happen to have looked at out there and were interested, that's going to be coming down really soon. Just with the different fees and shipping, and I get visits to my shop but not a lot of activity. And because I also am selling my items at the little store in the land, and they've been doing really good. I've been hitting all the craft fairs and summer shows and everything, so my stuff is finally getting out there and selling much better. So rather than paying 2 fees for Etsy and the store, I'm just gonna let the shop do the work for me. So that'll be coming down. That'll save a little bit. Not a lot, but you know, it's kind of sad. You have to pay your fee when you list an item, and you have to pay a fee when you sell an item. And so shipping is ridiculous, so I try to figure it out and incorporate that into my price and offer free shipping. But then it makes my items look like they're very expensive. And I'm not trying to make them expensive. So, time to just try a different tactic. Okay. Now, if I were to put this right back in here, we're not going to have any little bit of our panel color showing behind. So what I did was I took this and I took my little guillotine trimmer and I just took off about, oh geez, maybe even just like a 1/16 of an inch on each side. And I guess my rule of thumb for trimming down your stamped or your decorated panel is, I like to trim all 4 sides. And I even use that if I have stamped my inside panel crooked and I want to trim it down. make it straight. I don't just do the 2 sides to straighten it up. I do all 4 sides. It just seems to make everything much straighter. Okay, so let's figure out what color our panel and our card base will be. So we have fresh freesia. Oh, it is really warm up here today. The rich razzleberry, which I'm already liking again. Or pale papaya. That's not too bad either, though. It's my original one. Maybe we could do this one opposite. Put it on a pale papaya mat and a rich razzleberry card base. Yeah, I think it stands out better on the rich razzleberry than on the fresh freesia. The fresh freesia just gives it a nice little, I love the light highlight that it gives it. Those 2 colors go together really well. I'm sure I'm not the first one to use them together, but I'm hoping that I remember that color palette. I need a base, so I'll take my 8.5 by 11 and we'll cut that at 5.5 and score it at 4.25. Hey, what are you stuck on? What in the world? There we go. My scoring blade was stuck. Oh, stuck tight. Okay, there's my base. And then pale papaya then would be, I think I did 4 by 5.25 because I think the frame is 3 3/4 by 5. So 4, 5.25. My base a little bit of a burnish here to keep it nice and closed. Whoops, get that right out of the jar. Here's our frame part, our insert. There's the little swirls. They're supposed to be pumpkin vines. And I have now adapted to be just pretty swirls. Oh, I'll just call them pretty swirls. Just trying to make sure I have my frame on here right. And what else? Oh, ribbon. Okay, so ooh, I think I want to use the fresh freesia this time. Am I up there far enough to see? Probably not. Yeah, I think fresh freesia will work well. Come here, little guy. So let me just grab a glue dot. Put that at one end of my ribbon. I think I will put it down here. And more glue dot and put it on the back of the other side. Uh-oh, the glue dot has me. And I'm done here. Hubby's going to be ready for dessert. I made him pumpkin pies today. Then we're going to make a fake little tie here by just looping our free end of the ribbon through and tying. That'll be our insert loopings. And if your ribbon pops up or doesn't stay where you want it to stay, you can put a little glue dot under the knot there and make it, this tail is a little bit too long. Okay, so that's gonna go there, there. Oh, now our little swirls. Oh, I think. That one's pretty there. That one's pretty. I thought I heard it raining. Might be. Might be raining. Well, let's see. Let's try to get some of this on here so that I know what I want to add. I'm just going to use my fine tip art glitter glue on these little pieces. I'm just using a dry baby wipe there to help me stick it down there. Yeah, I looked up today, our kids here go back to school on the 30th, so so bad. I got their one more week off here. It's just always, it always goes so fast. You know what else would be pretty on this? Those, what were they called? They were clear little bubble looking. I want to leave room here for my greeting is why I'm, maybe I ought to do that first and then put my third one on. So. Scrap of basic white. Yeah. Oh. Guess I should put my ink away before I end up wearing it. I already have raspberry fingernails. So you do, I would suggest that you do want to put some low tack tape to hold these dies in place since they are so very close to your stamped font. You don't really have a whole lot of room for the die to wiggle around on your die cutting machine. Might end up cutting off half your letters. Alright. Cut and emboss. Come back here, big guy. Look how nice that is. It trims right around it. Isn't that great? Alright, is that everything that I have to die cut for this? I think it is. Just realized I have a lot of typing to do so I can get all these products listed in the box. I need to shake a leg here. Alright, frame. Our frame on the mat. Our embossed panel in the center. I was going to do Christmas cards and I just wasn't quite ready for it yet. I know we've done a couple, but I like autumn. I don't really want to pass it by. Not too quick. Center that, and then it leaves a nice little, very tiny mat around your inside panel. Isn't that cute? Okay. Now we can adhere that to our card base. Oh, that's pretty on the Razzleberry. I like that. It's a pretty color anyway. And pop up our greeting. That's my washi tape that just fell off. What would it be if I didn't drop something every night off the table, right? What were those things called? Clear epoxy something. Can't remember. Cute. Okay. That was my other little swirly cue. Oh, maybe coming from behind it. That'll work. That will be pretty. Oh, my pin's stuck on my finger now from the glue. I went and visited our Hobby Lobby yesterday. I don't know if I mentioned that they finally opened. We've been without a craft store in this area forever. I'm kidding. So what did I get? Oh, I got some air dry clay I needed. I was out of that. Christmas is coming, so projects that I wanted to do with that, I needed some clay. Not really a whole lot. I don't need anything. And I suppose that's a good thing with cami surgery coming up, because that's going to be a pretty penny. Let's see if I could find those epoxy. Come here, my little bin had plastic bags on there for shipping orders. Nope, those are snowflakes. I don't know, but those are pretty. Those clear ones would be pretty too. This is what happens when I don't use these things up fast enough and the new stuff comes out. And I have a bunch of leftover. Yep. Gotta use them, right? Gotta use them. Aw, I don't know where they're at. Can I whine a little bit about that? Well, let's use some of those elegant faceted gems. Those are clear. And Lord knows there's enough of those too. This is why we use some of this stuff during our workshops and try to use them up. Oh, one more. That's 6. Odd number. One more. It's too close together there. Stuck on my finger. Cute. I'm putting some on this one too. I'm gonna do a little different. I don't have enough small ones to do that now. I'm not opening another package yet. See? And this is why I always have leftovers. Yay! What do you think? I think I fulfilled my ink blending withdrawal. Thank goodness. So that's done for a little while now. I thank you for joining me today and making a card here. I hope that it inspires you to go out and make a card and send it to somebody you know. Make them smile, just to know that you're thinking about them. So thank you all for stopping by, and visit me on Friday and we'll do something different yet. Bye.